Super Soul Sisters, our viewers. I am so excited that you are here with us today. My name is Lona Kasasa Jemima, and with me I have a very, very special Super Soul Sister with me. But before we get into that, I want to welcome you, those joining us online, those who are watching at home, those who are on their YouTube. I am very, very excited. Of course, I am going to encourage you to continue to engage with us on our social media platforms, Super Soul Sisters. Of course, Super Soul Sisters with the S being a 3. On TikTok, I know all of you love TikTok. We are at Super Soul Sisters. Do not forget that S is a 3. And also on Twitter, please tweet in your comments in case you want to know more about our Super Soul Sister or any more suggestions. Our handle is Super Soul, and today with me is a very, very special Super Soul sister. Her name is Maggie Kigozi. She is a medical doctor. She was once a sportswoman. She was once an executive at Uganda Investment Authority. She has had so many achievements that I'm sure are going to inspire you, as this program's main achievement is to inspire you, our sisters out there, our women, that you can achieve as much as these women have. You are most welcome.
Thank you.
Yes. Could you tell our viewers your name and who you are, and yes.
Okay. Good evening, our viewers. UBC. My name is Dr. Maggie Kigozi. I am a medical doctor by training.
Yes.
But I stopped practicing a while ago. I became an entrepreneur.
Yes.
I produce favorite drinks, Pepsi, Mirinda, Mountain Dew. But also I'm a farmer as well.
Yes, interesting.
Yes, I have a family. I have children. I also have grandchildren.
Oh.
So I don't know if I can be a soul sister.
Yes.
I'm probably a soul judge.
You can be everything. That is amazing. So let's go back to the beginning, of
Yes.
course, before you became Jaja, before you became an entrepreneur. Who were you born to?
My father was George William Blake.
Yes.
He was an engineer. He worked all his life in the Ministry of Works.
Yes.
And was sent all over, so we traveled quite a bit. He was either in charge of, I was born in Fort Portal.
Yes.
So at that time he was in charge of the district
Yes.
of Fort Portal, of Toro, but he was also in Masindi, in Gulu, in Jinja.
Yes.
So he traveled quite a bit. But my mother was Molly Blake. She was a dressmaker.
Yes.
Very good one at that. Yeah, she made clothes for the Navigator Cup for Miss Uganda.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she was very, very good at her trade.
Yeah.
So yes, I was pretty well dressed myself.
Oh, interesting.
And the whole family, she made uniforms, everything. So that was my mom.
Yes.
She didn't travel with my father.
With your father.
She chose to look after the young. I have 4 brothers.
Yes.
No sisters.
So the only girl.
I was the only girl.
Oh, wow.
So she chose to look after us in Bweyogerere, where our home was.
Ah, okay.
Bweyogerere at that time, and now it's part of Kampala.
Yes, but at that time
it was a village.
I
Yes.
understand.
And we'd leave from there to go to schools in Kampala.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you said that you're the only girl.
Yes.
And are you the first girl? Are you in between, or are you the last born?
I was exactly in the middle. I had 2 older brothers and 2 younger brothers.
Oh, you were a special one.
I was special. I actually was a very wanted child.
Yes.
So when my parents had my 2 brothers, they were working in Fort Portal. They were told, they knew that in Bwanda there was a sister Kevin who could pray for you to get a daughter. So they actually got on my father's motorcycle, came to Bwanda, which is near Masaka, and prayed to get a daughter, and yes, it worked.
It worked amazingly.
Amazing.
Yes.
It worked.
So you could you tell us more about how your childhood was, how it was like growing up as the only girl in a family of 4 boys.
Yes.
That's a lot.
I was very much a tomboy because I had to be.
Yes.
I had to fight for my rights. I had to play football. I had to ride motorcycles.
Yes.
So I was very much a tomboy when I was young. We went to Aga Khan Primary School, all of us.
All of you.
All of us went to Aga Khan Primary School. And then from there, I was very lucky to get into Gayaza High School.
Yes.
For the next 4 years. And as children, we had a few challenges.
Yes.
The political situation at that time was pretty difficult. You know, we had Obote 1, Obote 2, and then in between there, Idi Amin.
Yes.
So it was quite chaotic at that time. Miniskirts were banned, trousers were banned. So it was interesting times that we lived in. We were there when independence took place. Yes, I was 12 years old in 1972.
Amazing.
Yes. So we did see independence, and plus all the chaos that came after that. But we were few, you know, no traffic jams, no very few cars, and even very few people.
Yes, wasn't as congested.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, so you said that you attended primary with your brothers, all of you.
Yes.
How was that like? Were you someone who needed a lot of their protection during school? Were they like your big brothers protecting you?
Absolutely. I didn't really need them. I think I was fairly independent.
Yes.
But they kept an eye on me.
From such a young age.
Oh, they did. They had to, for example, when I was in primary 1, 2, I would be attending school only in the mornings.
Oh.
So my brothers would go in the afternoon as well.
Yes.
But if we came by bus in the morning, they would then take me to the bus stop again. You know, Aga Khan School is a bit of a distance.
Yeah.
They would still take me to get onto the bus, make sure I was on the bus,
Yes,
and then go back for their own classes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This bus, was it a school bus, or it was by that time those were the taxis?
UTC, Uganda Transport Company. Yeah, we had quite efficient buses.
Okay. Yes. And you were so young to be all by yourself.
I think at that time, everyone in the village they would even walk to school. I was lucky in that I could come by bus at least.
And how were the expenses when it came to school fees? Because you are 5 children.
Yes.
You're all going to school.
Yes.
Mommy is a tailor. She's making your clothes and everything. Dad is always traveling. How were the expenses being managed?
Yes, he worked for government.
Yes.
So the pay has never been great in parliament, in government.
Yeah.
But he managed. The schools, when you look at the fees now, they really look very small. I remember
when you compare
to what it is now.
Yes.
My mother always had to chip in with her tailoring, and she went into business after that.
Yeah.
So she learned how to herself make money. They do a little bit of agriculture, rear chicken, and they would try that as well. Yeah. Maybe of interest to the viewers would be my color.
Yes.
Why am I the color? You know, my parents do not go as far as color because we were all the same color.
Yes.
But my grandfathers, both of my mother's father, Mr. Johnson, was in the British Army. He was British.
Yes.
My father's father, Mr. Blick, was a hunter, what they called a white hunter.
Yes.
So he came here bringing Europeans who were coming to hunt elephants and lions and things like that.
Yes.
And Uganda is so beautiful. I can actually understand how they felt. You come from UK, the winter is cold,
the summer
it's too much rain, and you come to Uganda, I think I wouldn't go back either. So my grandfathers both stayed.
They both stayed.
They became farmers. Ugandans. Actually, they are buried here in Uganda. They married Ugandan women, and that's where you see the color.
How would you identify yourself in school? Because you're very light, and you're part British. So how was that in school? Was there any racism, any discrimination?
When we were young, I think I certainly never noticed any
Yes.
difference. But as you get older, you then find you really need to make a choice yourself.
Yes.
Who are you?
Yes.
Who are you?
Definitely.
Some of our relatives actually were able to go and get their passports, their UK passports.
Yes.
So we can't do that. But I think my family, my parents were very clear.
Yeah.
We are Ugandan. We get a Ugandan passport. We are Baganda.
Amazing.
And the culture of the Baganda is very accommodating.
Yes.
Yes, so although we may not, our grandfathers did not have clans, you take your grandmother's clan.
Yes.
So yes, I belong to the Ngeye clan, which is the mother of my father.
Yes.
And then I married into the Fumbe clan, and everybody is accommodating.
Yes,
So,
so
in
it's-
Uganda, there is no racialism
Yes,
in
that's
the way
amazing.
that you find it in South Africa or in the US.
Yes.
In the US, then you know you
It's
are.
you
Who
need
are
to pick
you?
a side.
Yeah.
it's-
But in Uganda, no, not really. The children, of course, buy mzungu kind of thing, especially
Yes.
after President Museveni sent away the Indians
yes.
and even the Bazungu left.
Yes.
So we were left. We
So
were
you
the
were the-
lightest
like that.
the
Yes.
children. So they would come and wave at you by Mzungu.
Yeah.
And that's okay. We don't really have that. The nasty racialism
yeah.
that you find in some other country. I've been to Zambia,
Yeah.
and there I faced it. I faced it. Yeah.
Wow.
I am now another color. You are colored.
Yes.
I am. Okay. Everywhere you go, it's different. But
different.
the beauty of Uganda was, no, you are
The
Muganda.
unity, they
Your
welcome
own
you,
relatives
yeah.
really welcome you,
Yes.
and you don't feel any different.
Yeah. So you said you were in Aga Khan
Yes.
for primary, and then what was your favorite subject in primary?
I think for me, English was always easy.
Yeah.
I won't say it was my favorite, but it was easy for me because I read a lot, and so it was very, very easy.
And at home, what was your native language? What language were you using?
Luganda. We would
Luganda.
speak Luganda, yes.
Even with your grandparents.
I didn't see much of my grandparents, the ones who came from the UK.
Yes.
They died pretty soon. So
Oh,
when
so
I
you
was
didn't-
still a baby.
Yes.
Yeah. So I didn't have to talk to them, but I know about them. My mother would talk about her dad.
Yes.
My father would talk about his dad. So in that way, we knew about them, but they did
but
pass
you
away.
didn't have any engagement?
No, we didn't have real contact.
All right, interesting. So after primary, where do you go after
Yes. I went to Gayaza High School.
that? Yes.
And I was very happy that I was going there because many of my friends from Aga Khan also went to
there.
Gayaza High
Yes.
School. So that was a good start for me. But it taught me how to be a girl.
Yes.
Because
yes.
at home,
you were completely
tomboy,
a boy.
and my mother was not any better. My mother used to play football for the local team, and she used to ride
and
bikes.
then she was a tailor.
And
Wow.
she was a tailor, very busy all the time.
Yeah.
So in that way, Gayaza helped me to find the girl side
girly
of myself.
you, yes.
Yes. And also academically,
Yes.
you do very well.
Yes.
Gayaza, we had the best teachers.
Yeah.
So academics, sciences.
You were.
When we wanted to go to medical school, out of the about 11 girls that went to medical school,
Yeah.
8 were from Gayaza.
Wow.
Yes,
So
because we
half of more than half.
more than half. We had great teachers. They always found the best. And then also the other thing Gayaza really gave me, apart from friends that last
Yeah.
forever, I still have my friends,
Really?
my classmates. Yes, we meet regularly. And we have a WhatsApp group.
Wow.
And also Gayaza as a whole.
Yes.
There's this association,
Yes.
Gayaza Old Girls Association.
Yes.
You keep on hearing about what we're doing, what are we contributing
unity
to.
that you
We
still
just
have.
built an admin block as Old Girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that and also everywhere, you meet them everywhere. They are in
It
all
is,
the
yes.
offices.
Yes.
And, they're always very helpful. Also got sports. Gayaza High School, our
You-
teacher, Miss Cutler, unfortunately she passed away the year before.
Yeah.
She brought us the best coaches. and also made sure you had a game that you played.
Yes.
Apart from
All
these regular games of netball, team games, but she tried to make sure you have a game that you go away with.
Yes.
That you don't need a whole team, you know.
Yes,
So
yes.
I played tennis when I was there, and others played table tennis, others played badminton, and went swimming. She made sure we all had sports.
Yes.
Not only to that level, but also we were the champions in the country, so we were good. I was there for the 4 years.
Yes.
We had plays, you know,
Yes.
Shakespeare. The library is full of novels.
Yeah.
Yes. So young people's books we read.
Yes.
We learned to read with a very well-stocked library that continually got updated.
Yeah.
So our teachers had a way of going to back home and asking for books
Yes.
for us. So a lot of reading we could do. There was a newspaper. So I'd look at the sports page only.
You must have really loved sports.
Yes, I did. My brothers were sportsmen.
Yes.
They still are.
So what was your favorite sport when you were in Gaza?
For me at Gaza, it was tennis.
It was tennis. You didn't...
But we also played the regular, the
Yeah,
netball, the
team,
hockey, the team games.
Yeah.
We also played those. Yeah, that was, we couldn't go.
You didn't have any favorite team games?
Yeah, I liked netball.
Wow,
I
okay.
played for the team until one day we came to play in the finals of the local league, and we had to play the police. Yes, they were tough. They were
You
rough.
can't even forget that.
No, actually, that was the last match I played.
Really?
I
That's
decided
how tough it was.
to stay safely on the other side of the net. My competition is also on the other side of the lawn tennis.
Yeah.
And any other game I played after that, it was never a team game.
Never a team game.
No, that
they
was
really,
it.
really chased you off
They
were tough and
rough.
you didn't get any injuries while you were...
No, because I kept away from it, I guess. If I had also been
you
fighting
weren't a
them,
rough
they
child.
were rough, yes. But they beat us in the final of that competition. But we did get to the final, so very happy about that.
So academically, how were you? What were your favorite subjects? Because I realized that in S3 you need to drop some subjects.
Yeah.
Yes. So what did you drop? What did you take on?
My reason was not I could do all of them actually, because the teaching was so good at Gayaza that you could do history just as well. We had very good history teacher, very good geography teacher, and the sciences.
Yeah.
But my father, when I was still in nursery school, had told me I should be a doctor. Yes. So I never questioned that.
Yes.
That was what I was going to be. So I just needed to find out what subjects do I need to do.
Yeah, what do you
So it's
focus
biology, it's physics, it's chemistry, so the sciences, math. And at A level, you go on to actually pick those ones. Just because you want to go to medical school.
Yes.
Yeah, so I never really had to think myself, what is it that I enjoy, what would I like to do?
What do you see
and
yourself
to the parents watching this, don't do that to your children, please.
Yes.
Give them a choice.
Did you look up so much to your father?
Oh yeah, I loved my father.
You were daddy's girl.
I was daddy's girl, only girl as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was daddy's girl. Yeah, but I only worked for about 17 years as a doctor.
As a doctor.
Yeah.
Yes. Before we get into that, were you among your siblings? Were you the troublesome child? Were you the one that you?
I was the one everyone looks after. I had 4 brothers whose main job was, where is she? Is she safe?
So you didn't get into a lot of trouble?
They wouldn't allow me to get into trouble.
They were always on you.
They were always around. Yeah, I don't know if I really wanted to get into trouble. Yeah. The other thing that Gayaza did give us was religion.
Yes.
Yeah. I come from a family that was made up of my father, who was Anglican, my mother, who was Catholic. So they never knew what to say to us.
Yeah. What religion do you take?
So what they would do actually was on a Sunday when you're supposed to go to church, my mother would be dropped at Christ the King Church, Catholic. My father would go to Namirembe, and they would drop us at the movies. Meter Cinema.
On every Sunday.
Every Sunday, or the swimming pool at Silver Springs Hotel. So
Yes.
that's what we did on Sundays. So really, we had missed out on religion because they could never agree.
They never maybe said, if you want to go with daddy, you go with daddy. If you want to go with mommy, they never pressured.
Would you choose the church over the movie?
Very true. Very, very true. As a child, it's movie, swimming, like
much
I
more
understand
interesting.
that. Absolutely.
Yes.
So Gayaza
brought
shaped
that,
you.
Shaped me, and actually they have forced me somehow to choose.
Yes.
So I became Anglican. I was confirmed at Gayaza High School.
Yes.
And yes, after that, I knew the Bible. We read the Bible inside out as a subject, but also in church every day it's explained to you. And so that's another thing I'm grateful to Gayaza that I would never have got.
Yes.
To get how to behave, what is right, what is wrong.
Yes.
I got that from Gayaza High School.
As a young girl growing up, how would you have described yourself as you were growing up in this family of boys? Very hardworking father, dad is moving all the time, mom is hard, they're all trying to make ends meet. So how would you, in that moment when you were growing up, who were you? How would you have described yourself then?
I was a very well-loved child, that I have to say. And therefore grew up to be very confident.
Yes.
So again, to the parents watching this, love your child.
Yes.
If you want a confident child,
just love them.
Just love them.
Don't shower them with all the love.
Don't need to beat them and all kinds of things that we think we need to do.
All the love they can get.
Just give them lots of love. And I was allowed to, go around with the boys, my brothers, and with my girlfriends, and they allowed me to go play tennis, go by myself. So I also grew up to be quite independent.
Yes.
I took classes seriously, so they were happy about that. When you get a nice report that you did well. Yeah. When I misbehaved at school, they did call my dad.
Did he ever maybe come and beat you, punish you?
He told the headmistress that there was one thing, I used to love my nails. I still do.
Yeah.
So I had long nails, and I'm not supposed to. She called him and said, but she's always
with long nails.
With long nails. And he said, but she likes her nails. Why don't you leave her? Imagine.
Oh, he loved his girl.
He did. Yeah. So the headmistress then had nothing else to say about long nails.
So they left you with your long nails.
Said, this kind of father, I don't know what he thinks he's doing. We were not rich. It was challenging to find the school fees for all of us.
Yeah.
But soon my brothers moved on. My brother got a scholarship, went to America, one of them. Yeah. The other one went to do agriculture. And so we did.
Passed out.
We did move on. Yeah. I did go to university, so that's another interesting bit.
Oh, all right. So after Gayaza, you only were in Gayaza for 4 years.
Yes.
So where were you for A level?
Yes, I went to Kololo Secondary School.
Yes.
Here in
Kampala.
Was that
like? Tell me how.
Oh, that was great. But my mother was so scared when she found they didn't take me back. And they didn't take me to, I had asked to go to Namagunga now for some strange reason. But Miss Cox, and I think she was smart, our headmistress, she knew what was good for me, and boarding school was not it.
Yes.
Her advice to the ministry and anyone else who takes children, it was she'd do better off in a day school.
Yeah.
So my mother, of course, was really petrified. This is a teenage girl in a day school. She's going to get spoiled. Yes, how will I control her? She was really scared. But there was nothing. Gayaza would not take me. Miss Cox was not. Namagunga did not take me either, which was the one I applied for because she saw the recommendation from Miss Cox. And I could have got into Nabingo, but there, I didn't want to go to Nabingo.
Why not?
I don't know. You know how you in Gayaza.
So there's a hierarchy. Maybe
that kind of thing. I think Nabingo is great, but for me, it wasn't great. So yeah, I persuaded my mom, I will study very hard.
Yes. Good girl.
I'll be a good girl. I will not disturb you. Of course, I'm sure I disturbed her. But
but at that time, you made promises.
Lots of promises.
Yes.
And can I please go to Kololo, which is right next to the tennis court. Yeah.
Oh, your love for sports.
My love for sports.
Yes.
So she did. She
let you go.
Yeah, I went to Kololo.
Yeah.
And the first term was a little hard because I had to come by bus from Boyogerere to Lugogo and then walk across.
Yes.
So it was really challenging to be on time for that first lesson at 8 o'clock.
Yes.
So they gave us a boom. We used to get some money.
Yes.
Pocket money, those of us who were in day schools.
Yes.
So they gave us that money. I told my mom, can I have a motorcycle? So yes, we bought a motorcycle. She had to top up a bit. And after that, transport for me, a piece of cake.
So who taught you how to ride the motorcycle?
My brothers actually presumed that I already know. So he brought my bike, he rode my bike from the shop. Yes. Rode it to home. And then told me, you know, the gears are 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. And the clutch is down here. So yeah, off you go. So off I went.
So you just figured it out on the road? On
the road, and I really had challenges. I didn't know how to go. 1, 2, 3, 4 he had told me. Yes. Now he had not told me how do you get from 4 back to 1. He did not tell me that. So I had to push and the first trip I wanted to do, I went to Gayaza to visit my friends at Gayaza.
Such a long trip.
Yes, that's what I did.
We are going to get more back into that and just know more of those details. First time on the motorcycle, but I would like to thank our viewers for staying tuned. This is an amazing story. I am glad that she is sharing this with us, our Super Soul sister. I hope you're getting inspired. I hope our viewers from all over the world are saying that in Uganda we're very hospitable people. There's no such thing as discrimination, but we're going to get into all that shortly after the break. Welcome back, our viewers. So glad that you are still tuned. I would like to remind you and also thank Doctor's Furniture, which is hosting us today, as we have a special talk with our Super Soul sister, Maggie Kigozi, who is telling us all about her life story, which was fantastic. She was showered with love. But we thank you very much, Doctor's Furniture, that has hosted us. And I encourage you to please come and check out the furniture. It is amazing, it is comfortable, and it is super, super, super affordable. So please do not forget to come and check that out. Thank you very much. As we were still talking with our Super Soul sister, she was telling us her first time on a motorcycle. Growing up with 4 boys, they just assumed you know how to ride. And you chose your first journey to be as far as Gayaza.
Gayaza High School.
Yes, so tell us about that. How was it? How did you navigate the road?
Yes, I didn't actually, to tell you the truth. I rode 1, 2, 3, 4, yes. Those who ride know about those gears.
Yeah, the 1, 2, 3, 4.
Nowadays, I don't know if bikes are also automatic. Not yet, I think. So I went to the main road. Yes. And then I thought, okay, how do I get back up to gear 1? Now I have to cross the road, the Ginger Road, where from where you get it, cross the Ginger Road, and then turn this way and go to Gayaza. So I couldn't. So I got off my bike, pushed it across the road, and then started off again in the way my brother taught me, from 1, 2, 3, 4. Got up to Nakawa, same problem. Nakawa, I had to now go and try to go past Mulago on that side. Same problem. So again, I crossed Ginger Road. I got off, ran across, went my bike, started again, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I did that the whole journey, all the way to Gayaza. No, I was very young and very energetic. It was fine. So I get to Gayaza and my friends are so excited. You have a bike? Can I have a ride? So we have a big, long loop around the farm. So I took 3 or 4 of them for a ride. It was amazing. The worry, no, it was amazing for us and for my friends. It was not amazing for the teachers. this is dangerous. And it really is, because that was the first
time,
day
yes.
on my bike.
Did you tell them that it was your first time?
I think they knew I've just got my bike, so here it is. But the teachers, of course, were not informed.
Yes.
So they blocked any more riding on the
school premises. No.
Yeah, I can imagine as a parent, you'd be very worried, you know, your daughter at the back of a motorcycle for the first time rider. But yeah, so that was the first day. After that, I was fine. I learned how to ride. Yes, I figured it out.
Ah, amazing.
Yes.
You didn't get any accidents on your motorcycle?
Not really, but there's one thing that, be sure, if you're on a motorcycle and you have to turn a corner and there's oil that's spilled on the collar, you're going to fall down. So that I did a few times. You have to watch out if there's
for the
oil on there and you are turning already at this, like this, you'll just topple over. And I did that a few times.
Yes. And did your mother see the bruises? You know, you have very light skin, so
no, I never. I think it wasn't serious because you are slow. It's in the corner, so you're not going very fast. You want to turn, so you're already very, very slow. You'd be just fall down, and we start laughing because my friend is at the back, Gertrude or Bessie or someone is at the back. And we start to laugh and then we get on again and off we go. Yeah.
That was amazing. So what subjects did you offer in Kololo?
I did biology, physics, chemistry and math, subsidiary math. Yeah. I did well again. The Kololo was a good school. Very good teachers as well. And we'd only study in the morning, which was brilliant. Study from
afternoon, your brain is not functioning
off
anymore.
To go and play tennis then. So I really enjoyed that time in my life. A few of the Gayaza girls were with me as well in Kololo, so some of my friends were there. And then I met all these other multiracial school. This was more, and there were boys there, unlike Gayaza.
So how was that transition?
I was okay with I've always been okay with boys. I was born with 4 of them.
You live with them.
Yes,
so
girls are always more difficult for me. Yes.
Even in Gayaza, still had...
It took me some time to get used to the differences and the carefulness. They won't take risks in the way that the boys do. There are some things Gayaza girls walk properly.
Very elegantly.
Elegant.
Till that, very elegant, very ladylike.
Ladylike, yes, and I wasn't at all, so I had to learn a few things.
But I guess you still leaned more on the boys' side because you loved sports.
I do.
Sports are considered a boys' area.
Not anymore. I think we have come up.
Yes.
So at Kololo, there were boys as well, and we had good teachers, as I said. And because I had been at Gayaza, I knew that it was necessary to do your homework. It was necessary to keep up with the studies. So for me, studying wasn't a problem. It wasn't a problem.
Yes.
Because of my 4 years at Gayaza, they really made a big difference. I could play really good tennis. That's when I became, junior champion. Because it was on my way home. You go past the tennis courts, and everybody's willing to coach you, to teach you, to play with you. The older women were there; they had no one to play with, so I was there.
So you were there too.
Yes.
Well, that was a beautiful challenge. You said that your father chose for you the career since nursery.
Yes.
So in your journey from Gayaza to A-level, of course you're meeting different people who want to be different things. Did you ever regret, did you ever reach a point and you thought to yourself, maybe I don't want to be a doctor?
Much later on.
Yes.
But at that time, no.
You were okay with that?
I was doing what my father wants. I could do biology. Those were subjects that came to me very easily. So, no. I never questioned.
You never questioned?
I never questioned. And I know why he wanted that. A lot of his family from the UK, the British side, many of them were doctors. One of them is a nurse. So they were very much in the medical profession.
And so he wanted his only girl
to do that. He
Yeah.
didn't even tell the boys to do medicine. He didn't.
So where did you go to university?
Makerere University,
Yeah.
where that was, I think we didn't have much choice. Nowadays, you guys have,
We have
I don't know
plenty
how
of
many
universities.
universities, 60, 70, something like
Yeah.
that. No, we had only the one.
One.
Unless you went to Nairobi, or even then they had one each.
Yeah.
And the medical school expertise was in Uganda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Uganda was the
place you went to. My
Ah.
husband was an engineer. He had gone to Nairobi. That was where engineers went.
well, yeah.
And then if you wanted to be a lawyer, it was Tanzania. Yes.
We should bring back those days. It was much simpler.
And now we have everything,
Yeah,
and we have
it's-
more
everything is
than what we had at that
Yeah.
time. Yeah, a lot more. So I went to Makerere. First year, I was in Mary Stuart. It was the only hall for girls.
Yeah.
Then they built Africa Hall at that time. So second year, because it's closer to Mulago,
Yeah.
all of us who do medicine moved
Went
to
to
Africa Hall.
How did your mother handle that, the independence, the freedom that...
Ooh, by then I was 18, 20, she was
Yeah,
okay.
she was okay.
What could she do?
I thought that for in a parent's eyes, a child is forever.
Never
a child,
grows.
They never grow.
No, I think she had
handled it very
relaxed,
well,
and
yeah.
she trusted me. I wasn't that crazy in going dancing every night, and
Yeah.
no, I wasn't. I was going to the tennis court. Yes,
That was your crazy.
that was safer than going to
Yeah.
the disco every night. So she was okay.
Yeah.
So medical school, tough, really tough.
Yeah.
Busy, 8 to 8, almost 8 to 8. By the time you get back to the hall,
Yeah.
it's 8 p.m. And yet
and
you
you're
went early in the
tired.
morning. You're tired. You've been studying the whole day.
How did you relate with the patients?
Again, I want to say we had excellent lecturers.
Yeah.
They would take the time to explain to us, to train us, to take us around the wards. We'd be working on the patients, actually, even as students. I had to drop tennis then.
Yeah.
There's no way. You are
Yes.
in medical school, you're playing tennis.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Because you finish very late.
Yeah.
So, but I had to play something. So Idi Amin was our president at that time,
Yeah.
had invited the Chinese to coach us in table tennis.
Ah.
So I took that one up. You could play after even 8 p.m.
Yeah.
You know, you could play.
How does table tennis work?
Table tennis is still like tennis. You're playing with a ball,
Yeah.
and you play against an opponent. And it doesn't matter so much who it is. It could be the men. It's okay,
Yeah.
because there were not many girls who were playing it during my time. So I would go over to one of the boys' halls and play.
Yeah.
At least play something. It
Yeah,
helps
you are very much a sports person.
a sports person. So I did go to so many places. Cairo for the All Africa Table Tennis Championships, university games in Russia, World University Games.
While still studying medicine?
Yes.
You are very busy.
I know. I'm still taking a few days off
Yeah.
to go and attend these things.
Yeah.
Africa University Games in Ghana. We went to China for table tennis. We went to the East African Games, Nairobi.
Yeah,
really
Kenya,
traveled. So
yeah.
sports was very good in that it enabled you to see the world.
Yeah.
So it was challenging. Managed to get through and graduate. President Idi Amin graduated us at Makerere.
Yeah.
I even remember his accent. I confer upon you the degree of medicine, Bachelor of Medicine and Surgery. Yeah, so he graduated us, and then he held a party for us. At that time, we didn't have individual graduation parties.
Yes.
So he held a party for all of us who graduated
in medicine.
at Nile Hotel, that was called Serena of today. Yeah, there was beer, there was lots to eat and drink. Yeah, it was fun. And our parents could come along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you celebrated with your family all together.
Yes.
Amazing. So you said that your father inspired your doctor career.
Yeah.
So when did you realize that maybe this wasn't the path I should have taken?
I think I had begun realizing it. I could see my classmates were so passionate.
Yes.
You know, when you have passion.
Yes.
I had passion in making my patients better.
Yes.
But for them, they were enjoying the research.
Ah.
Everything to do with medicine, they just loved it. They would even say to me, like, I had my baby quite early, and you stay home and look after your baby. I'll do your share of the work. I'll do, we were interns.
Yeah.
It's okay. I will look after the ward. You can go. So that passion, I discovered maybe I didn't have it as much as some of my classmates did. Of course, there are others that were like me, just rolling along as well. Yeah. But yeah, it was nice to make people feel better. But I was not able to work here for long because of the political situation. Yeah. So yes, I did my internship at Mulago. And then my husband, I had met along the way, I'd met him quite early because of my sports. Yes. He was... I used to play tennis, and therefore BAT used to sponsor tennis. So they gave us jobs during the holiday as the tennis players. Yeah, and that's where I met my husband after my A-level. During the long A-level holiday that we get, I worked for BAT, and that's where I met my husband. He was the assistant chief engineer in very big BAT. Even then. He was big, but BAT wasn't a very small, big. It wasn't that big, yeah.
You said you had your child really young?
Yes, when the year after I finished graduating.
The year after you finished graduating.
I had my first son. Not Navio. Everybody only knows Navio. I have Freddie.
Okay. Yeah. How was that? Because you had just graduated, and you said you later had to travel shortly after, because you couldn't work from Uganda.
My husband had left, so he had to leave. He was chief engineer of the brewery, and rumors went around that beer made for the army is not good beer. Yes. So then Idi Amin...
he was still the president.
He was the president at that time, and the army is very important to him. So they started looking for him, and he had to run away from the country. Yes. He went to Kenya. But when you work for the brewery, Uganda breweries, East African breweries, you'll always be employed. They spend a lot of money on you, training you, making you really good at your work. So when he got there, he ran from Uganda to Nairobi, where the head office was. They employed him in Zambia breweries. Oh, okay. So I needed to follow
him
as soon as I finished my internship, which I did.
All right. And about your wedding with him, did you have a ceremony? Did your mother willingly accept him at such a young
age? Yes, I guess so. No, we got married. It was that difficult time. Yeah. My husband was having to run away. Yeah. So we got married in the city. Is it called the City Council? KCCA?
So you didn't have this big grand ceremony?
No.
And even then you didn't think, maybe we should have a celebration?
No, we were quite comfortable. We were happy. We were married, and he had a good job. We had a nice house in Zambia with a swimming pool. And
were you working then?
Oh, absolutely. The beauty of Makerere University medical school degree. I just walked into the Ministry of Health in Zambia. And then, where do you want to go? Where do you want to work? Say, my husband's in Ndola, no problem. Yeah. They gave me a job in the pediatric hospital in Ndola immediately.
Yes, immediately. Yes. So you never looked for a job?
No, that was all the looking I did. Yeah. And that, I also had to, in Nairobi, the same thing. Yes. I go with my medical degree from this famous university. They give you a job straight away.
So when did you branch off to all these different achievements that you did?
The other things. Yeah. So yes, I did work in Zambia. I worked in Kenya, Kenyatta Hospital. Yeah. And then when we came back in '86 with the present government. Yes. When we came back, I worked in Parliament. There was a clinic in Parliament that looked after the MPs and those people, everybody in Parliament and the army, senior army officers. So yes, I got quite good contacts when I was working there. Yeah. So I worked there for a number of years. Unfortunately, my husband passed away. Yes. So my husband was in the private sector. He was also in Parliament, representing the historicals. At that time they had historicals represented there. So he was one of the MPs, but also he was working in Pepsi Cola. They had privatized Crown. At that time it was called Lake Victoria Bottling Company. They privatized it, changed the name to Crown Bottlers Limited, with two of his partners.
Yes.
They are still my partners. They are
Yes.
still around. But he passed away. He got a heart attack and died.
Nice.
So then that's when I got the opportunity, I don't know whether to call it an opportunity or
Yes.
the challenge, to change.
To branch off.
Yes, because I had 3 children.
Yes.
And Navio was only 11 years old
Yeah.
when his father passed. So I knew I needed to look after the 3 children in the way they were used to. I didn't
Yes.
want to suddenly...
You never at any one point had difficulty being a mother and working at the same time, raising your children. You never had anyone help you out, or?
Well, oh no, I had help. I am been so lucky with the house help that I get.
Yes.
I had Fanta when I was in Kenya, and she stayed with me all the years we were in Kenya, and came back here as well, stayed with me for a while, found me her sister. So I've been really lucky
Yes.
with my house help. I had the second one for 30 years. She looked after Navio when he was 11. No, when he was actually 4 onwards.
Yeah.
And then she looked after the grandchildren, Navio's children, when they were with me recently. So she stayed with me
She's
for
part of the
30
family.
years. She is part of the family. But she left. She left now. She was tired.
We are going to get into that really, really shortly after this break. Thank you for staying tuned. This is a very interesting story of Dr. Maggie Kigozi. Father inspired her to be a doctor, but as the passing of her husband, she branched off into these many achievements that you hear that she has. We're going to get into her motherhood and how she navigated through that and being a successful businesswoman. So please stay tuned. Do not touch that button. We're coming back shortly. Thank you for staying tuned. Welcome back. I still like to thank Daughters Furniture for hosting us and having us here with my super soul sister, who is really, really, really super with her achievements. So thank you very much for Daughters Furniture. Please come and check it out. It has very comfortable furniture, very affordable, very beautiful and unique. So please come and check it out and have your home looking very beautiful and peaceful. As we continue with our super soul sister, who is here to inspire you. So what were the challenges that you were facing as a woman, as an executive?
Yes, it was challenging. I was the first female executive director of the Uganda Investment Authority, but prior to that I had got a lot of experience working in Pepsi, because I took over what my husband was doing, and I had got a lot of learning and worked with I had a lot of private sector experience, which is what I took to the Uganda Investment Authority. What it needed actually was somebody who understands business and can help business people to set up. There were challenges. We are working with government. Often the funding is not there or is very limited, and yet the expectations are very high. We have to put up things like industrial parks, but maybe the money is not coming. The donors can be challenging. I had a very good team, I must say. Yes, some of them are still there. And we knew we had been well taught, but there was a lot of support for investment promotion for all the countries, and especially in Africa. They wanted us to, even the donors wanted us to be able to attract investors, to support our investors. So they did give us very good training, and we became quite good at our job. Originally, what we had here was the UK. Investors from the UK, the foreigners were from UK, and maybe India were the two. And then later on we got Kenyans as well. But during our time, we were able to diversify, to try to attract the Americans, the Chinese. Chinese have become really big, actually. They are now #1 investor in foreign investor in Uganda. but also work with the locals.
Yes.
Grow
The Ugandan
businesses. What do they need to do? We also targeted our Ugandans in the diaspora. We had priority sectors, so we were able to promote to government that let us promote education, ICT, tourism. So those sectors which were not already, government was only looking at manufacturing and agriculture basically. So we brought in the service sectors because Ugandans were very highly educated.
Yeah.
Where are they going to work? Challenges were there. Infrastructure was a humongous challenge. There was no electricity, not enough at that time.
Yes.
The roads were so bad. I know you were quarreling about the roads in Kampala, but the investors require the roads up country. And now they're very good. All the road, go to Arua, go to wherever, our roads are now good. Yes, Kampala needs the traffic jam really wastes our time, it's everybody's
and
time.
Our fuel and
everything. I hope KCCA is looking at working on them now. So a lot has happened. A lot has changed. It's much easier for us who are in business now than it was at that time.
What would you advise? You know, because this is Super Soul Sisters, we want to inspire young girls. Like, what advice would you give to young women, girls, who want to be successful?
My advice to them is you can do it yourself. You should do it yourself. So what do you need to do? First of all, take your education seriously. Girls, it really is important. Without that doctor's degree that I have, I would not be doing it. You wouldn't have gotten the job in Zambia. Would not. Absolutely nowhere. So you take education serious if you can. If you don't have the opportunity, there are skills. Can you go and get some skills? I was lucky, my mother, during my P7 holiday, P8, we used to do P8 holiday. It was long because there were problems with the Kabaka and government. So it was a long holiday. I asked my mother, can I go and do a secretarial course? I'm bored. I was thoroughly bored at home. So she said, and sent me to a business school and I did shorthand and typing. For everything, I could write 9 notes in shorthand, medical school shorthand. I could type very easily, so when computers came, it was easy. It was easy for you to translate. I could get a job every holiday. The secretaries in Uganda knew me. I worked for Uganda Hotels, I worked for BAT, I worked for Caltex.
You're always working.
They called me, you know, you have a holiday in December, I want to go and leave. Can you take my position? No problem, because I knew the work. So to the girls, skills. Whatever you can, learn everything, however irrelevant. I'm going to be a doctor, yes, I know that, because my father told me. But I will go and do this because I'm bored. Because you never know what life that skill will help me. So any skill, get it. That you have holidays, you go and learn something. Listen to you guys. Listen to the media. They are doing lovely things. They are doing great things in agriculture. Explaining agriculture, helping you. So pay attention. It's so much more fun to go and TikTok and whatever else you do.
Pay attention to the important things.
The important things. And skilling is everywhere, and it is actually free now. Go. Can you be an electrician? Yes, you're going to be a doctor like me, but you have 6 months between November when you go on holiday and when the
August,
university
actually,
that's a lot of months. You can do electrician, you can become an electrician, you can become a builder, you can become
anything.
And they're available. DTI, everywhere, the whole country actually. There are skills that government is trying to give you for free. But you're not taking them.
Because you're on TikTok.
I didn't say that. You did. I'm not saying drop your degree, get your degree, but also get as many skills as you can.
Yes, thank you very much. What are your last remarks?
I am a feminist, so I've done a lot of work for the women of Uganda. I'm now concerned as well because the men, I feel, are not stepping up. The women have
overstepped up. We're everywhere.
So now we are actually celebrating Men Engage and celebrating Men's Day in November. Boys especially. So that our girls will marry the same kind of person that they are.
A strong men. That we
Men,
need,
yes, that's what we want to see. So now I'm working on that as well.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe sports is good for the young people. So
Yeah.
as just something for you to do, something that keeps you fit, something that keeps you strong, because when you're a
Healthy.
sportsman, you're strong, and also gives you brilliant networks.
Yes.
I can't walk anywhere and they say, she's the one who rides motorcycles.
Yeah.
She's the one who plays tennis, you know.
Yes.
So they open the door.
Yes.
So sports opens doors
Yeah.
for you. So be a part of it. Don't. Often we think it's only exams. Be a part of sports.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, our viewers, for staying tuned. I have learned so much from our Super Soul sister, Dr. Maggie Kigozi. She's a very, very hardworking lady, and as you've heard from her entire story, she was working, she was independent, she was focused, and I believe that we have all learned that, and it can help you in whatever situation or whatever goal you're trying to achieve. My name is Lona Kasasa Jemima. I'll be waiting to hear from you from our different social media platforms. Until next time, have a blessed day.